What's poppin', players? Welcome back to the Two Penny Gamescast, episode 105. I am your host, Tavin Bothel, here with my good friend and co-host, Connor Elliott. Say hello to the people, Connor.
Hello, my mic is not right. There we go. Done.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, this show comes to you every Monday, 8 a.m. Central Time, youtube.com/2pennygamescast, and mainstream podcast services of your choice, where me and Connor sit down. We give you the new news in the video game industry. We give you each two topics, 2 pennies, if you will, and we give you our 2 cents on them. But if just talking about video games isn't enough, you want to see some gamers have some true gaming moments, well, hop on over to twitch.tv/2pennygames, where me and my good buddy Phil put on a show every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Central Time called Hype. HYEP, Have You Ever Played, in which one of us shows the other a video game that they've never played before. This week, we're continuing our adventure in Resident Evil 4. Speaking of Resident Evil 4, reminder everybody, next week's episode will be our retro review of Resident Evil 4 for our 2 Penny Game Club, our monthly video game book club show in which me and Connor spend the month in the background playing an extra video game, and then we review it, and maybe we'll rank it against each other. Last month we did The Last of Us Remastered, full review and a YouTube short up on the channel right now, youtube.com/2pennygamescast. Next week will be Resident Evil 4, so make sure to tune in for that. Play along with us, please. Not a super long game.
No.
Yeah, you finished your playthrough today.
Today, yep.
Do you know what your final runtime was?
Diddly-daddling around, it chopped up to 18 hours.
18 hours?
Yeah.
Really?
I went back and I ran around and I kept thinking there was treasure in certain areas, and it never was, and I did that a lot.
Wow.
Yeah, I did.
That's a lot. Yeah, see, I think I've just started chapter 4, or I'm about to start chapter 4 of 5, and I'm like 7.5 hours.
So is the point to not kill all the enemies?
Huh?
When you can avoid it, do you just not kill all the enemies?
No, I kill everything.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, everybody gets murdered.
Okay, good. I was doing that. That's good.
Anyways, but check in next week for our full impressions and reviews of that. But until then, Connor, let's drop some sense on them. Starting with, shockingly, Xbox now has Discord chat. So coming straight from Xbox.com, this is whose is this? This is mine. This is my first penny. Our first topic, my first penny. Connect your worlds. Discord voice chat comes to Xbox consoles for Xbox insiders. Get ready to connect with your Discord friends and communities on Xbox. Discord voice chat is coming to Xbox Series X/S and Xbox One consoles. You will be able to chat with anyone on Discord via voice channels or group calls directly from your console, making it easy to connect with friends across mobile, Xbox, and PC. The update will start rolling out to Xbox insiders today, and today being July 20th, and will be available soon for everyone. Today's update enables a highly requested feature, Discord voice, on Xbox consoles, allowing you to talk with your friends and community while you play your favorite games. Planning a few rounds of multiplayer action in Halo Infinite with buddies on both console and PC, explore new biomes with your friends in Minecraft, see them already playing a game that supports crossplay, connect to their voice channel and chat as you all play. While you are playing on your console, you will be able to see who is in the call and speaking. You'll also be able to adjust the sound and switch between Discord voice and Xbox game chat. To get started, open the guide by pressing the Xbox button on your console, go to Parties and Chats, and click Try Discord Voice on Xbox. You'll see an option to scan a QR code. The QR code will take you to the Discord and Xbox apps to connect and set up a two-way link between your Discord account and Xbox. If you've previously linked your Discord account to your Xbox, you will have to relink. To link your Discord account, you must be at least 13 years old, and other parental controls apply. Once your Discord account is linked to Xbox, you can hop in a channel you'd like to talk in using Discord just as you normally would. On the Discord mobile app, you'll see a new option to join on Xbox. At this point, you'll need the Xbox app to transfer voice chat from your Discord account to your Xbox. If you have it installed, the Xbox app will launch and let you connect the Discord voice chat to your Xbox Series X/S or Xbox One console. Discord safety standards apply. Today's update will start to roll out to select Xbox insiders and will expand to more in the coming weeks. Check Xbox Insider release notes for more details. Stay tuned to Xbox Wire for future updates with Discord and all the latest and greatest Xbox-related news. Okay.
This is a feature that's been a long time coming.
Long time coming. I would have assumed last year, over a year ago, when PlayStation partnered with Discord, that they were going to get it first. Now, it's just a linking system to kind of put you in that ecosphere. I would love to know how well the chat sounds, because for those who don't know, like if you play multiplayer games online and you use just the default game chat that happens in every multiplayer game, usually the audio quality is pretty piss poor. Audio quality on Discord's pretty good. Audio quality on Xbox Party System, pretty good. And so I imagine you're getting that same level of quality when you link the two here. Doesn't seem like it's that many steps to really set up. They make it as user-friendly as possible by having it displayed on the Xbox menu itself and being like, hey, if you want it, come do it right here. And then the quick QR code with your phone. Okay, sure, it's a one-time setup to use it every time you load up your Xbox. So that's quality. You know, you would do the same thing to, like, link your phone to your computer or link your YouTube account to your TV or something like that. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. So, like, things like that, not that big of a deal. I think this is as streamlined as you can get without actually having a Discord app on the console, which I think is the next step. And again, I think it's crazy that Xbox got this first. Probably because either A, they've been working on this for a long time and PlayStation is only just now trying to get it, or PlayStation is looking to go beyond this and actually have the Discord app on PlayStation, or integrate the PlayStation party chat system fully with Discord. Who knows? We'll find out.
Either way, I really just want them to do something at some point. I don't own an Xbox, the new Xboxes, so this is overall not really anything that pertains to me, but it's hopeful for what we can get for PlayStation, because I would like to use that on PlayStation. I have for a while, and I was kind of disappointed when I last heard that they were making a deal with them, and then nothing came about from it. So now, maybe I'll have to wait a little bit longer for that.
100%. Yeah. I'm right there with you. I forgot to change my.
Uh-oh. Didn't you press your buttons?
I didn't press my buttons. Did you turn your little knob? You did? You're on top of things, Connor. Good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. I also don't have an Xbox. I play all my Xbox games on PC through Game Pass. And I think this is great.
Yeah.
I'm very, very, very excited to see how it connects to PlayStation, because that's where I do the majority of my gaming is on my PS5. And I think if it's exactly like this, that works fine too. I would personally like a more integrated app than what we're presented with here, but take what I can get,
Baby steps.
Congratulations, Discord. Congratulations, Xbox, for, paving the way. The more interconnected we can get with all of these and the more walls we can knock down, the better.
Yeah. I remember back in, early 2010s, I was hoping... at the time, I had thought that was the way things were going, but all these years later, it still hasn't changed all that much, but it's good to see
we're definitely getting
now.
there.
We're getting there. It seems like a lot more walls have been broken down in just the last couple of years.
I mean, damn near every major multiplayer game has cross-play of some kind. Some of them have cross-progression. You can talk and chat. Just communication is really the big wall. And I think using Discord as our main group, or our main app for communication across industry-wide, I think is a good move and the right move. And I'm excited that it's happening. Also, what I'm excited is happening here is moving on to our second topic of the day. Connor, your first penny. Minecraft is blocking NFTs. The block game is blocking the blockchain.
Very nice.
I know. So, pulling from Minecraft.net, Minecraft and NFTs. Hello, everyone. Recently, we've received some feedback from members of the community asking for clarification and transparency regarding Mojang Studios and Minecraft's position on NFTs and blockchain. While we are in the process of updating our Minecraft usage guidelines to offer more precise guidance on new technologies, we wanted to take the opportunity to share our view that integrations of NFTs with Minecraft are generally not something we will support or allow. Let's have a closer look. And then skipping ahead. In our Minecraft usage guidelines, we outline how a server owner can charge for access and that all players should have access to the same functionality. We have these rules to ensure that Minecraft remains a community where everyone has access to the same content. NFTs, however, can create models of scarcity and exclusion that conflict with our guidelines and the spirit of Minecraft. To ensure that Minecraft players have a safe and inclusive experience, blockchain technologies are not permitted to be integrated inside our client and server applications, nor may Minecraft in-game content such as world skins, persona items, or other mods be utilized by blockchain technology to create a scarce digital asset. Our reasons follow. Some companies have recently launched NFT implementations that are associated with Minecraft with world files and skin packs. Other examples of how NFTs and blockchains could be utilized with Minecraft include creating Minecraft collectible NFTs, allowing players to earn NFTs through activities performed on a server, or earning Minecraft NFT rewards for activities outside the game. Each of these uses of NFTs and other blockchain technologies create digital ownership based on scarcity and exclusion, which does not align with Minecraft values of creative inclusion and playing together. NFTs are not inclusive of all our community and create a scenario of the haves and the have-nots. The speculative pricing and investment mentality around NFTs takes focus away from playing the game and encourages profiteering, which we think is inconsistent with the long-term joy and success of our players. We are also concerned that some of the third-party NFTs may not be reliable and may end up costing players who buy them. Some third-party NFT implementations are also entirely dependent on blockchain technology and may require an asset manager who might disappear without notice. There have also been instances where NFTs were sold at artificially or fraudulently inflated prices. We recognize that creation inside our game is intrinsic value, and we strive to provide a marketplace where those values can be recognized. As such, to ensure that Minecraft players have a safe and inclusive experience, blockchain technologies are not permitted to be integrated inside our Minecraft client and server applications, nor may they be utilized to create NFTs associated with any in-game content, including worlds, skins, persona items, or other mods. We will also be paying close attention to how blockchain technology evolves over time to ensure that the above principles are withheld and determine whether it will allow for more secure experiences or other practical and inclusive applications in gaming. However, we have no plans of implementing blockchain technology into Minecraft right now. We hope to have more to share with you soon. In the meantime, if you're interested in reading our guidelines, you can find them. Stay tuned. Great.
Yeah?
Great.
When they say they're being inclusive, they weren't kidding around.
They said, hey man, this is extra. This puts extra walls between the player and the game, and we're not having it.
And we've always known that, but it seems like developers didn't really care all that much. Square Enix being a
not so much
one.
developers. It's your publishers and your big CEO companies. It's your 4 to 5 fuckheads who control the industry, still being fuckheads and controlling the industry and caring about their capitalistic gains over
and they just
the
saw
people
that as another reason to make more money. But it would come at the cost of the gamers, so someone's actually stepping up for once.
And developers.
Mm-hmm, and developers, yes.
The idea of, there's this idea of blockchain. You can take any type of asset, purchase that asset, own it, and then insert it into any video game you want. Mm-hmm. Fucking ridiculous. Yeah. It's impossible. There's no way to do that.
Yeah, and you see a lot of stealing going on with them anyway, so they don't even seem all that effective to even want to be implemented in these bigger games like Minecraft.
This entire marketplace is rife with people taking thousands of dollars and just running and leaving whoever bought them fucked over. So, this whole cryptocurrency, this whole NFT pseudo microtransaction stuff has all been a scam, and it has only damaged the industry, and it damages the environment. And seeing the biggest game in the world by any metric say, no, we're not doing that is inspiring. It's really nice to see, and I really hope every other major developer, major publisher, major anything to do with this industry takes a stand like this and says, nah, this isn't helping us in any real way.
Yep. Don't double down like Square Enix, where they're still dedicating themselves to doing that.
I love there's you could see side by side articles of like Square Enix doubles down on NFTs right alongside Minecraft blocks NFTs, which Minecraft's the biggest game ever to ever exist in terms of sales, in terms of attention, returning players, in terms of just kids watching videos on YouTube. Like Minecraft numbers blow everything else out of the water. You know, it's one of the few games that has entire conventions built around it, alongside cartoons and comic books and other video games and books. Like you can just buy Minecraft books.
Yeah,
you know,
I would never think those had books, but they do.
Exactly.
You will read them.
They're there. So yeah, to see a giant like this take such a great step in the right direction is not inspiring. What's the word? Like
progressive.
Yes, but like it's just nice to see. Nice to see. I hate when my vocabulary fails me.
Yeah, I know.
Speaking of vocabulary failing me, Connor, this transition has nothing to do with our next topic.
No, I didn't.
No.
Did you think it could have?
Huh?
Did you think it could have? Like there
no,
was some
not
kind
at
of
all.
branch?
No, I knew going in it was trash. Topic number 3, your second penny of the day. Connor, Mortal Kombat is getting a sequel.
Yeah.
The movie, that is. It's a Deadline article by Justin Kroll. Mortal Kombat sequel moving forward at New Line as Simon McQuaid?
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Returns as director. After the most recent Mortal Kombat pick overachieved at box office, New Line is ready to get back into the arena on a sequel. Sources tell Deadline that Simon McQuaid is set to return as director for the follow-up to the 2021 action-adventure hit. Mortal Kombat was McQuaid's first directorial debut and was released simultaneously in theaters and on HBO Max during the pandemic in April 2021. The feature opened number 1 at the box office and ranks among the top featured titles ever on HBO Max since the platform launched. While some point to F9 or A Quiet Place Part 2 as the picks that led crowds back to theaters post-pandemic, Mortal Kombat was one of the early features that took a crack at gauging audiences' interest in returning to theaters. And the results surprised many, especially since the film premiered day and date on HBO Max. Execs were quick to get a sequel in development, and one of the first orders of business was bringing McQuaid back to direct. That's really all the news is that's here. Connor, I never saw this movie.
I thought you had.
I wanted to see it in theaters, and I didn't take the time. And then all of our friends watched it, pirated it, and watched it, without me while I was at work one day. So I was like, "Fuck, I don't have anybody to watch this movie with. I don't want to watch it alone." And so I'm fresh out of luck. You watched this movie?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
I thought it was fun. It was entertaining, but beyond that, I'm not into Mortal Kombat. I don't play it. I don't know the lore or anything like that, or much about the characters. So I don't know if they were the most well represented. I really don't care if they were or not, because I don't care. But
it's Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, it's Mortal Kombat. But the game was fun. The movie was fun. It was nice to watch. Kind of annoyed that the main character was just this new, fresh face that they, just kind of put in the movie, and he was just kind of like, the insert of the movie.
Okay.
So, but beyond that, though, it was just a fun romp all the way through. So, this one, I guess it'll bring the same thing. I don't know what they can really build on. I don't know how they can make it better. But
it's Mortal Kombat, bro. Yeah. You need hyper violence, you need cool action scenes, and you just need a serviceable plot that gets you from beat to beat. And you need to. It is a movie. It should be a movie of moments, and you just build to these moments appropriately.
The moments themselves weren't really all that amazing or impactful at all, but at least everything in between consistently was good. The dialogue was fun. It kept your attention. It moved at a fast pace. It would be genuinely really funny. The thing you may have heard was Kano, the Australian guy. He was hilarious in the movie.
I did hear that. Yeah.
Laughed a lot at his jokes, which is why they'll probably bring him back. But if I get that same experience again, I won't regret seeing the movie ticket or paying for the movie ticket.
There you go. Yeah, right.
Yeah. So we could watch the first one again at some point. It's a fun movie. I don't mind watching it.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
That says a lot. And I think, like, Me personally, like, I don't really care about Mortal Kombat as the IP. I think it exists as a video game for a reason. And even though we keep taking cracks at it in the movie sense, you know, I think as a movie, it's supposed to be really simple and pretty fun, and that's really just it. I just think, to me, I'm cool whenever there is an attempted adaptation from video games to film, because it inherently allows people who don't know anything about video games or who have no interest in video games, it now gives them an outlet to be exposed to these great stories, to be exposed to these great characters, these great worlds and moments and things that we love. It allows us to relate in that sense. It's why like I was interested in the Uncharted movie, and why I'd be down for another one. It's why I'm excited for the Last of Us HBO show. It's why, you know, things like the Netflix Witcher show is really cool and gets my family, who don't give a singular flying fuck about video games, it gets them excited about characters like Geralt and Yennefer and Ciri and all these things, and they know what those names are and what they mean. In terms of Mortal Kombat, listen, it's a dead brain movie game, you know, whatever. Like, it should just be fun and mindless and cool, you know. And from there, we don't need too much else.
No. Which is why they'll probably just do that again.
I imagine so as well. So, like, yeah, sure. You want to make one? Go make another one. I'm cool.
Make it crazier.
Right, exactly. Like, I'm even, like, sure, fuck it. I'll turn on HBO Max and I'll watch the first one in preparation for the second one. Why the fuck not? If the trailer looks cool, I'll spend the money on a movie ticket. Why the fuck not? So, yeah, I'm excited that we are now in a realm where, like, you know, video game movies are always looked at as, like, oh, man, fucking garbage. And we're in a realm where it's like, it wasn't garbage. Or, you know, like, some of them are like, that was actually not bad. You know, like, that was worth watching. I'd watch it again, you know, type area. We haven't had an explosive, oh my God, that was amazing type thing. I think the closest we've had in terms of adaptation is The Witcher in a live action sense. And we'll see with The Last of Us. But, you know, there's still a way to get these big blockbuster theatrical releases to work. And I'm hoping, I don't even know, Uncharted 2 allows it to happen, or maybe the Mario movie. Who knows, you know? Well, we will certainly find out.
Whatever comes.
Speaking of, who knows, and, you know, maybe we'll find out, Ubisoft is a mess right now, Connor.
Yeah.
So moving on to our final topic of the day, and my second penny, Ubisoft has officially stopped development on Ghost Recon Frontline. This is an IGN article by Rebecca Valentine. This also comes in news about Avatar Frontiers of Pandora being delayed. Moving on to IGN. Not only is Ubisoft delaying Avatar Frontiers of Pandora and another unannounced game, but it's also apparently flat out canceling 4 whole titles in attempt to cut costs and focus on its bigger names. Among those canceled games are both Ghost Recon Frontline and Splinter Cell VR. Ghost Recon Frontline's cancellation is a bit surprising given that the game wasn't even actually out yet. It was the first announced back in October as a free-to-play Battle Royale spin-off with 102 player battles. Why 102? Initial reception was fairly negative, though, and a planned closed test of the game was indefinitely postponed. Now it seems that we'll never see it again. Splinter Cell VR is a bit less shocking. It was first announced way back in 2020 alongside an Assassin's Creed VR game, but hasn't been heard from since. The Assassin's Creed game still seems to exist according to some leaked menu footage from this past April that indicated it would be called Nexus and was coming to Quest 2. Excuse me. Meanwhile, 2 other unannounced games have also been completely canceled, according to CFO Frederick Duguay, who said that all 4 cancellations were part of the company's wider strategy of putting, quote, even more focus on our biggest development opportunities. For Splinter Cell fans, that just leaves the announced Splinter Cell remake in development at Ubisoft Toronto. Cancellations aside, Ubisoft has been a major culprit of game delays lately, including the Prince of Persia remake, Roller Champions, which did make it out earlier this year, and Skull and Bones, out this fall, hopefully. They aren't alone, though. 2022 has been a massive year for delays, in part due to the delayed impacts of COVID-19 pandemic on production. Okay, so this isn't very surprising to me, personally. Yeah, random Battle Royale Ghost Recon game and a Splinter Cell VR game, which I didn't know about either of which. I'm sure we covered them at some point, or I took note of them at some point, but, like...
The VR, so we don't really pay much attention to that. They
slipped my mind. It's VR, yeah, all that. And it just falls into Ubisoft's current failing business strategy, or perceived failing business strategy, where, like... They just keep giving us bigger and bigger and bigger games that all function kind of the same, and then they don't care to support their developers and have toxic workplace environments, and just are constantly putting everything onto the Assassin's Creed franchise. And if it's not like Assassin's Creed, or if it doesn't play like Far Cry, then they throw it away and they throw it to the side. And it doesn't matter if the game is successful critically or commercially. It doesn't make as much money as Assassin's Creed does. It doesn't make as much money as Far Cry does, which Far Cry arguably is now, we're now seeing, middling sales for. So who even knows if we're getting that much more Far Cry after 6 last year, which neither of us played. And seemed to just come and go, and nobody really cared.
Yeah, there's like one journalist somewhere who was like vehemently defending the game, but other than that, everyone kind of put that person down, whoever they were, because no one really...
I mean, what I heard is the game was quality, but it was Far Cry.
People were like, it's not as good as you're making it out to be.
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know.
That sounds like a Twitter argument that you latched onto. And
it was, but it's still, like, that was the most I heard from the game. Other than that, I heard nothing else. No praise, no real big criticisms, just that.
And it sucks because Ubisoft has some franchises that I'm genuinely a fan of. Splinter Cell, Prince of Persia, old school Ghost Recon. I was a fan of Far Cry for quite a while. And their major franchise of Assassin's Creed, like, I would still consider myself a fan of, but I'm waning on. I didn't put that many hours into Valhalla. My camera just went haywire.
I think the last Ghost Recon game I played was Future Soldier. Do you remember that?
I do remember that.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah, I loved that game. Wildlands, but then Wildlands came out, and it was that classic Ubisoft model, and I was not interested.
Yeah,
it did not play well, in my opinion. But it sold well, so that's the formula for Ghost Recon now. And the last game, what was the last game? Flatline? Recon.
Yeah, I know.
I couldn't even tell you. It was some generic... Recon Ghost. This franchise is called Ghost Recon Tavin, not Recon is not the subtitle. Anyways, the one with John Bernthal in it or whatever.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I can't think of it.
And I think that speaks to Ubisoft as a whole right now. I mean, like we've lost the division. Like
it's gone. It seems it's never got much support.
The support is waning, and like. Granted, that team is now working on a Star Wars game, so hopefully that pans out. It's Star Wars. I assume it will.
You would think.
Like, there's no reason why we don't have Splinter Cells. There's no reason for Watch Dogs to fail the way Watch Dogs failed. And it's disappointing to see, and Good and Beyond Good and Evil 2, you're never getting that game, and seeing Skull and Bones, which is an Assassin's Creed spin-off.
Uh-oh.
Damn it with this fucking camera, dude.
Mine's firm and strong. It's a strong camera.
You are firm and strong, my friend. I've always known you to be firm and strong.
Thank you.
But it's just really, really, really... This is driving me fucking crazy with this fucking shit right here.
Yeah. Technical difficulties.
I know.
Please stand
by.
by.
Very annoying. It's just disappointing, and Assassin's Creed can't take all this weight. It's just not enough to support an entire company like this. You need a more diverse portfolio. And like I've loved Assassin's Creed from the beginning. A lot of the spin-off games failed. Like, they were bad games. The mainline games have, for the most part, been pretty quality with a few outliers. And when Assassin's Creed pivoted and turned into more of an RPG-esque experience with Origins and then into Odyssey and continuing with Valhalla, I was really into that. But the games were so big and so massive that the quality control in them wasn't the highest. So you were getting a lot of copy-paste assets and a lot of copy-paste quest lines and, so many voice lines that actors couldn't dig into the material and give you quality performances. They would just... It just all felt so generic and boring and basic to the point to where, like, I got 30 hours into Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and I was like, if even that much. It probably wasn't even that much. Yeah. And I put it down, and I was like, I'm good. I don't need more of that. Like, it's not an experience I need. I didn't feel that with Odyssey, but Odyssey was so big, there's a lot of content in that game I never saw. And I platinumed that game. And I put 160 hours or some ridiculous shit into that. But Valhalla was just, it's too much. It's too much. Hopefully we'll see. There's that spin-off game rumored to be sort of their kind of fill-in date where you play as one of the side characters. It's going to be a more traditional Assassin's Creed experience. We'll see what that does. I imagine it's going to be, relatively marketed, which will lead to kind of okay sales, and then people will forget about it. And then that Assassin's Creed Infinity game will come out, and that'll be the Ubisoft's sole business forever. And that's sad to see because they have so many IP that I love. And to see, the progress of the Prince of Persia remake is really disheartening.
Everything is kind of just sat on by them. They don't really use it to its fullest potential, which makes me question about, whether they'll be bought out due to the fact that they keep canceling these games. They are hinging everything on Assassin's Creed, which, admittedly, if someone were to take over, I don't think would be too difficult of an issue to transition that over into a new company, because, I feel like there's lots of people that would still work on Assassin's Creed. I don't know who would buy them, but they seem up for grabs more than they ever have been in the past. I expect there to be something big happening with Ubisoft with them canceling all these games, because they obviously put money into some of these, and you can't just do that and then cancel 4 games and not have some sort of loss. And if, like you said, they're hinging everything on Assassin's Creed, which may or may not do well at this point, you could see them really start to go by the wayside in a bad way. People could lose their jobs. A company like this collapsing could bring with it a lot of issues. That's worst case scenario, but yeah, it's still a scenario, and it's not exactly a one that you want to happen.
A lot of people's lives are on the line here,
in
terms of employment, it reaches beyond just, gamers getting their new toy. Like, it's, I don't know, it's sad to see. And it's a lot of passion in these projects, too, that just wasted.
Yeah, people obviously had ideas with when they were making the game. Like, Far Cry marketed with the animals, the companions that you had, and they had a lot of character. They were, eye-catching at the time. Now, everything else in the game seemed kind of bland and generic and something we had already seen before, but that obviously shows there's a passion. There's a chance for it to come back and make great games again, but the business side of it just needs to be less intrusive than it has been recently. For a long time.
But, Mario plus Rabbids, Sparks of Hope, baby, let's go! Connor!
I love Rabbids.
Yeah. Connor, let's move on from the news and talk about what we've been playing this week. Now, I've been playing Stray, and I'm ready to review that, but let's go ahead and start with you.
My shorter segment, since most of my time has been devoted to Resident Evil 4, I didn't really do much else until Friday night, where I got my hands on the Multiversus beta. I don't know what I don't know the full features of the full game compared to the beta, so sorry, I can't really give many details on that, but you can get the beta for free through a Twitch drop just by watching an hour of content from, it'll easily mark it, hey, you get your drops here. And within the hour, I got my drop, and it was a quick download. The game itself, obviously, is based around, a Smash Bros. Style game. The last one to take a crack at it was Nickelodeon All-Stars, which
last year
wasn't really all that good.
It was fine.
It was gimmicky for the moment I played it. I don't know if your thoughts are the same way, but it lost its luster extremely quick when I had no more, interest in playing that game at all after I touched it once. Multiversus, on the other hand, has a lot more potential. Now, same thing with these kind of games. I don't know how the potential is going to end up panning out, because it could easily remain a stagnant game, as with the cases with some of these, Super Mario, Smash Brothers copies, similar to like what happened with PlayStation All Stars.
But LeBron's in the game.
Exactly.
He's
They're already
from
rolling things
Fortnite.
out, which is hopeful. They're going to have LeBron in a game.
Yeah.
In a Smash Bros. Style game.
Uh-huh.
That's going to be sick. But and honestly, the characters play pretty well. Now, I was limited in the characters I can play because in the beta, you have a lot of the characters locked. Some of the ones you have access to right from the get-go are Jake the dog, Shaggy. You can play Shaggy. You can play
like some Batman,
Harley Quinn,
Superman.
You Batman, yes, Batman. You can play as Batman. One of the Steven Universe characters. But then you can also get Wonder Woman through the training, doing that. And with each online match you do, which the online right now works great. I jump into a game, I play it, I don't have connection issues, and I win or I lose, and then I can rematch the opponent, which then goes into like a best 2 out of 3 round, and whoever wins, wins. You get the enjoyment of doing that. But you also get gold coins, which you can then use to unlock the rest of the characters, like Superman, the Iron Giant, Arya Stark. So, there's progression in game that you could, just pay money to unlock, which would be, easy enough. But it gives you many opportunities just to buy them in the game and do tasks to make them, more easier to buy.
Now, is it straight up just a Smash Bros. Clone, or like what makes it unique here?
So
Like what I'm looking at here, there's some kind of team play game happening here.
Yes, it's a lot more because there's the main modes that it seems to be advertising is one-on-one, which can take a high amount of skill because there are some characters that can be difficult to deal with, like Taz the Tasmanian Devil, which shows some of the balancing issues the game might have to have because he has this side special attack where he does the tornado that he's famous for, and he's incredibly difficult to hit out of that, and he just tears through the map, and nothing can basically stop him. And he twirls you for a pretty long time and then makes you fly off.
Okay.
Because even though the things that set it apart from Smash Bros. Is the team element, because it has that heavier emphasis on that style of play, because, you share your stocks. The way I remember it, you basically get each die twice, and once that was up, the other team would win, or, you would beat other opponents by knocking them out. The way you knock people out is their health gets larger, like Smash Bros. Does, and it's not the same way where they go farther, necessarily. It seems like I guess they do go farther. You basically get hit off the map like in Smash Bros., but you have more control over how you end up and what angles you can go, so there's more chance, even at high levels, to try and stay alive a little bit longer, though death can come at a moment's notice. The way the buttons work is that there's a Y, which has your special attacks. They're based on which direction you're putting the button. Typical stuff, very basic for anyone to pick up and understand. And then they also have their regular basic attacks that perform the same exact way. Usually, I could go into like a series of attacks that lock them in that place and just do a good amount of damage, and then hits them away, and then they're free to recover, do whatever else they can. One of the big features of this game is an emphasis on air movement. There's tons of air movement because you have your double jump, which Smash Bros. Has that. You know how that works out. But then you're able to do 2 air special attacks, which, from my experience, always seem to keep you in the air and can get you up higher, kind of like the special jump for Smash Bros., which it doesn't exactly have a dedicated button for that. That's the best you can do, just, Anyway, the other way you can do it is air dodging. You can do 2 air dodging movements. So you effectively, when you're in the air, can do 2 dodges, 2 special attacks, and 2 jumps, and an unlimited number of just regular attacks while you're in the air, as long as you're in the air. So there's tons of air combat going around. It's not just delegated to the ground, which is exemplified in the characters. So there's a couple of different classes. I don't know the differences between them. There's the bruiser, the tank, and the support. You can guess generally how they might work based on their names alone, but I can't get into the intricacies of that since I haven't played that many of them.
Gotcha.
But a lot of them have a very heavy emphasis on a certain style of play. Horizontal, vertical, or hybrid, which kind of, does the best of both worlds. So certain characters progress in certain aspects of the game, whether it's, like I said, vertical or horizontal, depending on who you choose. And each one, even though they fit into a certain class, the support, the tank, the bruiser, they all still play completely differently. They all have a certain style to them that, once again, because I haven't played enough of it, I'm not confident enough to go too in-depth with. But at the very least, they all feel different, and they're fun to control. You feel like you actually are moving them. They're responsive. Well, Nickelodeon All-Stars, one of the issues I had with that was it seemed like, though you would, Move, it didn't really have much of effect on where you might end up or where you might be running off to. It didn't control very tight.
Very stiff.
Yeah, very stiff. This one, pretty nice. It doesn't have the same fluidity as like Smash Bros. Ultimate does, which is, nigh impeccable with how it plays. So
also a bigger team,
Yeah.
but it's their 5th iteration of the game, so
Yeah.
like they're used to it,
Yeah, as a freshman take on this kind of game with the characters they have, they did a really good job, and the different art styles mends well together. I think the maps might be a little bit too one-dimensional, not really much special going on right there. But then again, it is only the beta, so I don't know what other features will be included in the main game. But I'm pretty much sold on it, and it's an easy, like I said, fun party game just to get a group of friends and brawl out. Probably one of the best ones you'll get outside of Smash Brothers, at least from how I'm perceiving it right now. See if that changes, but I recommend getting that Twitch drop. It's free, doesn't take much effort.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. Well, thank you, Connor.
You're welcome.
You're out here doing that. That was actually nice. I might just break that out and do a little impressions video of that as well.
Nice.
There you go.
Accomplish something. Woohoo!
All right. And now, on to Stray. Connor, I've been playing Stray.
Yeah.
I beat it today.
Oh, okay.
Took me, my game clock said 6.5 hours, but there was a trophy to lay down, take a nap, and let the cat take a nap for one real in-game hour. So it really only took me 5.5 hours to beat the game.
That's funny.
Stray is fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. It's good. I believe it's, look up the price for me real quick. I believe it's $25, something like that, $25-$30. And I never at any point was having a bad time when I was playing Stray, but whenever I put the controller down, I never felt inclined to go back to it.
I'm seeing $40.
$40? Okay, it was probably that then. Which, to be fair, $40, or it's also available with PlayStation Plus Extra. So the extra, whatever that is, $5 a month for the extra tier to play it for free, which I think is probably the best way to experience this game is through that service.
Yeah.
Out the gate, let me start with the positives. Playing as the cat is nice.
Good. That's what you were going for.
It feels good. Fluidity moving through the world, traversal through the world feels good. They have sort of this like magnetic jumping thing happening on, so it's not actually platforming. It's look at a thing, press X, now you're on the thing, as opposed to like actually like making jumps. But it always feels good. They do a lot of like quick shortcuts that people who are new to gaming can pick up on quickly, where it's like, instead of pressing X for every single jump, just hold X and push in a direction, and the cat will make the 3 jumps forward or so forth. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The world is beautiful, really well realized. I don't think the fidelity of some of the character models and stuff are all that great. Like, I don't think the cat itself looks phenomenal, but it looks good. It's passable.
Yeah. It's a smaller team, right?
Yeah, it's a smaller team, so I'm not expecting it to look like The Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah.
I guess the best way I would describe this game is all of the slower parts of a Naughty Dog game.
Oh, okay.
Where you're walking around, you're picking up notes, you're picking up little items and toys and things, and all of that environmental storytelling. That's this game. Broken up with occasional puzzle sequences and chase sequences. You'll see later. There are these like little like head crabs from think the head crabs from Half-Life.
Yeah.
Pretty much those, but like real tiny, like they could fit in the palm of your hand. Those things, like, they come in swarms and they chase you, and like they'll like attach to you and like suck your life away and kill you and stuff. So those chase sequences are pretty simple, pretty basic, but they're fun and they're thrilling enough. This is what I'm showing right now in the gameplay is sort of like an open world hub sequence, very small hub, like a city block. There are a few of these spread throughout the game. This is the first one, and the one where you'll spend probably the most amount of time in which you'll walk around, you'll talk to NPCs, you'll kind of discover little small side quests, and things to where you can, complete little smaller objectives, which have no bearing on the overall story, but they're fun little things. And some of them are pretty heartwarming and heartfelt. And you'll be like, oh, look at him now.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, overall, man, like, it's a quality game. It's a good game. It's just, I don't think it has any staying power. And I don't think its narrative and its story delivered any type of emotional punch that is going to keep it in my mind for much longer. I'll say, though, it doesn't overstay its welcome. Quick 5 to 7 hours of gameplay. Yeah, that's good. That's solid, depending on, how much time you want to spend in these hub worlds. Yeah. There's no map in these hub worlds, so it's easy to get lost because you're small. You're just a little cat, so like it's easy to get lost. But like, the hub worlds are small enough to where like you can kind of start figuring your way around pretty easily. You'll find certain landmarks and be like, okay, if I'm here, that means if I turn right, I get to this guy who sells an electric cable or something, which I can use for this quest or whatever. It's just kind of like sort of things that you can do and so forth. The story, you are in. You've got like a little litter of cats that you hang out with. You get separated from them and you fall into this world of robots, and all the humans have died from the head crabs, and the robots are the only thing sentient, but the head crabs have evolved to a point to where they start hunting the robots too. So, like, you're just kind of traveling between little civilizations of robots who are just hanging out and, living their lives and so forth. And you'll talk to them. There is no voice acting in the game, which I think is a huge miss. I would have really liked that, and I think it would have kept my attention a whole lot better. And I think it would have led to some of these storylines having greater impact if there was some voices we can hear. You have a little robot buddy who's inside, I'm going to call him Stray, Stray's little vest that he's wearing, and the little robot comes up and picks up items for you and stores them in the in-game inventory, and then you pull them out when necessary. And he's also, you're not talking to the robot, your little robot buddy is talking to the robot. And this also leads to sort of another smaller critique that I have with this game, and it's why I think its narrative doesn't hit the way it should. I guess it's worth saying I'm not a cat person, and I think being a cat person and having a cat as a pet would help with this.
I imagine so.
I don't feel like this cat gives a singular fuck about anything that's going on. And when the narrative then tries to tell me that the cat cares, I don't believe it.
It's a cat.
It's a cat, dude.
It doesn't know what's saying. It doesn't know what's being said.
Literally. Like, even the moment when you get separated from your other cat friends, they see you get separated, and they're just kind of looking at you. They're just kind of like, and that's it. Like, that's it as you're falling or whatever. There are no real stakes placed upon the cat, I feel. I don't feel like the cat wants to get back to his friends, which is what the game tells you he wants to do, but I don't believe it. And it's just a lot of, I feel like it's just a lot of, like, telling. It's a lot of telling and not a lot of showing. It's a lot of telling that these characters are sad. It's a lot of telling that the cat wants to get back home. It's a lot of telling that the cat, wants to do this or is scared of this or that. But I never feel once that the cat has any urgency to do these things or feel these things. Literally, sitting here napping, that's a peaceful-ass cat right there. Yeah. You're going to tell me this cat cares where he's at right now? No, man, he's cool hanging out with the robots, man. He'll hang out with the robots for the rest of his life for all he cares. But I guess that's where my main critique lies, is I really just don't feel like the narrative or the game has any real staying power or punch to it. Like, the puzzles are simple, which is nice because I imagine this game is actually being marketed to people who aren't that familiar with video games, which is why the control scheme is so simple. It's why the cat is just a cat. There's nothing special about the cat. It doesn't do anything. It's just a cat.
Which is a question I have, because does it seem like they really just had the idea, but the execution just kind of came as an afterthought?
I think they executed, in terms of the gameplay, I think they executed exactly on what they wanted. they wanted to make a cat simulator, the most accurate cat simulator to date.
that.
You know, usually when you get games like this, they're little quirky indie games or whatever. And
Yeah.
I think this is a very high budget cat simulator. And in that, I think they do a really, really good job of that. The cat is animated beautifully. It's got a cat personality. It's a cat.
Yeah.
I believe it in every sense. It never breaks the illusion of not being a cat. You know, like in a way that a lot of like dog simulator or parent simulator or whatever.
They usually go some
In
weird way.
in that sort of Octodad way where
Yeah.
they're quirky and they break kind of easily or cartoonish or anyway. I never feel that here. I just don't believe there's even moments where like you can run up like you're seeing right now. You run up to like a wooden post and scratch it to sharpen your claws and stuff like that. Like and take a nap. There are moments where you can drink water. And you know you pick up things with your mouth and run them around. When you jump on a stack of books and then when you jump off, the stack of books falls over. You know, it's all the cat things. You're running around. You're hopping around on shelves and ledges, and you're knocking cans of paint off of shelves and stuff, and making a mess and pissing people off. It's a cat. It is Cat the video game, in which I applaud because you went out with an objective and you succeeded upon that. Me as a gamer, I need something more mechanically dense than this. This is damn near a walking simulator, but a cat.
But not too bad of one.
I don't know. It's quality.
Yeah.
It's quality. Don't get me wrong. There's quality here. I don't regret spending my $40 on this game.
Doesn't sound like you did.
You know, and I'll also say this: it's got a great trophy list. It's got a great trophy list. You can get you're not going to get it in one playthrough because one trophy requires a playthrough under 2 hours. But you can get every other trophy in your first playthrough. I damn near did. And I'm gonna go back when you leave, Connor. I'm gonna go back and polish off a couple more trophies before I move on to play something else real quick. I plan on platinuming this game just because it's easy. And most of the work is done. It's just that when we leave the month of July, I don't know if I'll ever think about Stray ever again. Other than when we do our end of the year top 10 list. And, then I'll have to reconsider this game and see if it even lands on that list. Who knows? But
a lot of good games this year.
Huh?
A lot of good games this year.
A lot of good games this year, surprisingly, because I wasn't so sure about it at the beginning of the year. And, I wouldn't be surprised if this game lands in top 10, but it's going to be in the bottom 3.
Yeah.
I can tell you that right now. And its narrative is cute and fun, and it does have quite a bit of heart to it. But when we get to the sort of the bigger emotional beats near the end, I sort of feel the emotions they want me to feel, but I don't all the way feel. Like there's clearly moments where they want you to cry, and I'm not even close to shedding a tear. There are clearly moments where they want you to laugh, and at best you're getting a chuckle. It just doesn't have the amount of punch that I wish it had. And I've seen examples of this game do it better. Less of like the cat simulator, but of that like we're narrative focused. You're picking up notes. You're like the Gone Homes of the world, the Journeys of the world, the Telltale games of the world. This one I think is in the middle. Where it's just kind of middling. Where like that was an experience where I played as a cat, and if there's a cat person out there, I'd recommend this game to them. But if you're not into these types of games, don't play this game, because this game is fine. It's fine. It's fine. If you have a girlfriend, sure, put the controller in your girlfriend's hand. She can run around and play as a cat, and it's a cute cat. But there's also like, I would have liked some type of customization, some types of characterization, some type of thing to make it my cat. You play as this one orange cat. And that's it. There's no choice. There's even in the beginning of the game, you're with a group of cats, and it'd be like, oh, which one do you want to play as? No, you're playing as this one. You can't, the little vest he has, you can't change that in any way. It's just the vest, These are just like kind of small things that would have, I'm not saying they're needed in this game. These are things that I would have appreciated, which would have made me feel more attached to the cat. To make some of these emotional beats that you want me to feel, make it easier for me to feel. Because it's not my cat. It's a cat. You know, it's the cat. It's not my cat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just hard for me to kind of connect with it in this way. And I was shocked when I saw the reviews for all this. It was a lot of 5 out of 5s, a lot of 8 out of 10s. This is a solid 6, maybe. You know, we don't really do review scores here, but like it's fine. It's a fine game. Again, it controls well, which I'll give it that. There's a lot of games like this that don't control well. This game controls very, very well, and I really like it. There's a lot of really cute little moments that happen in the game. For example, there are a few moments where you'll find like a small little brown paper bag. You know, just like a little doggy bag or whatever. And you'll run up to it. You'll get a button prompt. You'll click the button, and the cat will put the bag on its head. Because it like is searching through the bag and then lifts up and the cat and the bag is on its head. So now the cat can't see. You can see because it's a third person game.
Yeah.
But to kind of make that connection between player and character, they reverse your controls.
Of course, yeah.
So now you're like you push forward and the cat moves backwards. You know, it's just a cute little moment of like, all right, that's funny, that's cute. That was nice. There's later segments where you can like jump into boxes and just hang out in a box, in a cardboard box, like a cat does. And I'm like, this is cute. I like this. Bunch of moments where you can take a nap or drink some water. Every single time I go, isn't that cute? That's cute. The chase sequences are fun. The puzzles do make me go. I do sit back in a lot of puzzles and go, how does this work? Oh, it's like this. Oh, okay, cool. But it's never a moment where I feel like a genius. I never feel smart after completing a puzzle. I'm always like, I did it. I'm like, what is it? Oh, it's this. Okay, cool. And sometimes I'll say, I don't think these puzzles are super well designed because sometimes I solve them before I even know they're puzzles.
Oh, yeah. You just explore the world and do things in the world and then just solve the puzzles
Literally, there's a thing where there's 2 guys tossing a paint can back and forth on top of the rooftop. And then below them is a laundromat store that you need to get into, but the store owner won't let you in. And so I'm just going to spoil it here. The objective is to get the guys to drop their can of paint so that the store owner then goes in and yells at those guys so you can get in the store. I didn't know the store was underneath them. I just saw them interacting, and I went up and I interacted with them, and then they dropped the can of paint, and it fell, and the dude started cleaning paint. And I was like, that's weird. And then it was later when I watched, when I looked online, and I was like, oh, that's why you did that. Okay, didn't know that. It's a lot of moments like that. There's a moment early on where you stop a fan with a bucket, and it's supposed to be a moment of like, damn, I can't progress. Where do I go? How do I do this? Oh, there's a bucket. Maybe if I put the No, I had the bucket in my mouth already. Like, I was already holding the bucket, and so, like, I got to the fan, and I just dropped the fan, all right, I got to the fan, I dropped the bucket, and the bucket stopped the fan. And I went, oh, okay. It's a lot of things like that, where I go, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then there are moments where, like, I go, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Because I don't think the direction of the game is that superb. Sometimes I just get a little lost, and I go, I don't know where I'm going.
Yep, just
Sometimes.
lost in the ether.
This is not a game you can pick up, put down, and then wait 2 weeks and pick it back up again. In terms of controls, you're always going to know what you're doing. But in terms of objective, you're not. In terms of what is your inventory, what are you looking for, what's happening, you have no idea what is. You'll get lost immediately. Like, if you're going to play this game, you spend the weekend and play it. Like, do not put it down. And I sound so negative. This game is good. It's a good game. It's just not... I don't think it's very memorable, you know?
Some games aren't. Some games are just good and you enjoy them as an experience.
And that's my thing, is does it have to be memorable? Does it have to make me cry? Does it have to make me bust gut laughing? I guess not. The game wants me to be a cat. So I'll spend 5.5 hours and be a cat.
Just don't regret your purchase, and I think you have a win.
And you know what? I didn't regret my purchase. So I guess we have a win here. I'm just confused because I saw all these reviews hit the internet, and it's really high scores and really high praise. Congratulations on the team for achieving that, but I don't feel connected to this game in that way. Don't get me wrong. I don't think it's a bad game by any means. I think it's a really good game, or I think it's a good game, and I think it's a quality. And I think if you're interested, you should give it a chance and play it, especially because it's only $40 or on PlayStation Plus Extra. If you have that, use it, you know?
Yeah.
If you have extra $40, this isn't a bad way to spend $40. I just think maybe it's just that it's just not my game. Like I just truly wish there was more fun to be had here. And there's a lot of like one-off sequences in this game in which they'll introduce a mechanic, but it's only for this moment. And then once you're out of that moment, never do it again. You know, there's stealth sequences in a very small portion of the game. There's a sequence where you can defend yourself from the head crabs, but it's only in a very small sequence in the game. There's just a lot of mechanics like that come in and go and leave just as quickly as they got there. And I go, oh, okay, well, I would have liked to have built to some. It was kind of like my critique of It Takes Two, where It Takes Two is 7 games in one, but because they have to introduce a new mechanic to you every level, none of the puzzle solving can build on itself, so every puzzle is the same level of difficulty. Like, I never feel smart because I've solved this puzzle already. Yeah. You know? And I feel the exact same way here, where, like, I never felt smart because your puzzles are meant to be super easy and solvable. Like, I never scratch my head. Sometimes I wish I could even see the puzzle before I solve it. You know what I'm saying? But again, moving throughout the world, interacting with the characters, the way that the world is fully developed and realized, and that's all great and well done. It's really pretty to look at and run through and explore. Exploring is a lot of fun. I liked doing all the side stuff more than I liked doing the main stuff. So, you know, hats off for making the best cat simulator ever. But at the end of the day, this is just a cat simulator.
Well, I didn't have much interest in playing this, and I guess that kind of nips it in the bud for me as well.
Yeah, this is not a game I would recommend to you.
Yeah. I didn't think it would have been anyway, but yeah.
No, but it's a game that, like, potentially, or had the potential to really strike a chord with me. And it just kind of didn't here.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed my time, and I thought it was a good experience. I just wasn't in love with it.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is it for our Two Penny Gamescast episode 105. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Remember, you can get us every Monday, 8 a.m. Central Time, youtube.com/2pennygamescast. And you can watch us play video games live over at twitch.tv/2pennygames. I played some Stray live on twitch.tv. You can see me play around in it for 2 hours on youtube.com/2pennygamescast right now, because I uploaded the VOD of that stream just for shits and giggles. But until next time, have a great time. And Connor, say goodbye to the people.
See ya.